Hello everybody, welcome back to another In the Garage. I'm board by my good friend Jaden. Jaden, are you doing okay today? Hey buddy. Buddy, you doing good? Are you ready to talk about Glass? So him and I are going to talk about Glass, and I think Jaden is really excited for this. Are you excited?
Why are you treating me like I'm special?
Because you're in a wheelchair.
Dude, I'm just a guy, man.
First name, Mr. Last name, Glass.
Welcome to another episode of In the Garage. We saw Glass recently,
Yeah,
and
recently.
I
days
saw
ago.
Split when it came out, and I saw Unbreakable a few days ago.
That's Unbreakable
before I
a long
saw
time ago.
Yeah, I saw Unbreakable for the first time a few days ago. I would kind of want to talk about, just real quick, the three movies as a whole.
Yeah, I'll talk
I
about
think
M. Night
that
Shyamalan real quick.
I want to talk about M. Night Shyamalan after.
Oh,
This is
okay.
quick, I just have something to say. I think all of these movies are slightly above average. Slightly.
Okay, that's
Meaning
fine.
Glass is like, if average is a 5, it's a 5.5. If average is 7, it's a 7.5.
That's what you think about Glass?
That's what I think about all three of them.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I think of that.
All right, I like all
Now,
those movies.
here's my thing with M. Night Shyamalan. You like M. Night Shyamalan, right?
Yeah, I'm actually one
Is
of
it
those.
Shyamalan?
It's Shyamalan. It's Shyamalan. Hey, like you say real fast. It's like
I'll just call
Shyamalan.
him M. Night.
Okay, I call him
That
M.
sounds cooler.
Well, real quick, I'm one of those people that really like defends M. Night Shyamalan because I get really into just when people do things differently. I like when people take risks. So I super respect him, but I do understand why a lot of his choices make no sense. Like in The Last Airbender, that 6 people
That
needed to
movie was
lift up.
made?
Yeah, it's like choices like that. But I love Unbreakable. Signs and Sixth Sense are like 2 of my favorite movies, and I actually really like The Village. Lady in the Water is weird. I respect it for being what it is. Like I actually have a book about the making of Lady in the Water that's really cool.
Okay.
That's really my opinion on him.
So I've only seen Unbreakable, Split, Glass, and Sixth Sense.
Yeah, you didn't
Those are
see Signs.
those are the only ones I've seen. I feel, to me, M. Night Shyamalan, he's a good director. He's good.
Yeah,
But all of his movies that I've seen so far, to me, and I know you're gonna completely disagree with me,
it's fine. I already know.
they're all like, if I was watching a Lifetime movie and I knew it was a Lifetime movie, knowing Lifetime movies aren't that great, and I watched it and I said, and it ends, credits start rolling, and I go, oh, that was actually pretty good.
That's really
all
it.
of his movies
Okay.
to me. Like, that's what Unbreakable was to me.
Oh, okay.
And that's what Glass is, a little more bigger and
I like.
cinematic.
I love his directing, and like I love his movies because they are very like Unbreakable is just very like calm, and I love it. Like I don't know why, just the way everyone talks in his movies, like the whole like monotone dry thing, like the way he shoots where it's just like holding on one long shot and there's lots of blocking.
Yeah.
I just get into it, and I think that's just that's why people like his movies, is it's just really effective for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to me, M. Night is like he's like a student filmmaker to me. I think he's
like,
better than that. I think he is better than that. I don't mean that in a very negative way. To me, he has these very big ideas, and he does it. And like Cooper and I were saying, like his favorite movie would be Inception, because that's like something that he would see that is amazing, and he thinks, oh, that is like something that I wish I made.
Oh yeah, no, I see. Yeah, I totally get that. Like Inception is that kind of movie.
And like, there's this weird, like he he just has like cool shots in his movies that he does because he's like, this is gonna look cool.
I think he really knows.
And I don't think that his like stylistic choice of shots are consistent.
No, he very much just like does his own thing and thinks of like what is most effective for this scene. Like even speaking of Glass, there's like sequences in it where an entire scene is done in all in one shot where the camera's just circling and letting the actor do his thing. And then there's other sequences that are just shot like a normal movie where there's lots of cuts. You're right, it's not consistent.
Like what? Like you'll see this amazing shot or just really cool shot, and then it'll just go back to just dry back and forth. Okay,
I see what you're saying. I mean, like, I think he's not a good writer, and I know I take into account that he's a good writer because his movies are original. Like, they are very well thought out as a story. It's like when you and I even talked earlier, like, George Lucas is a better writer than a director. It's like, sure, but that's just because, like, he has the stories in his head. Like, he understands story.
Yeah.
And so does M. Night Shyamalan. Like, Signs and all his movies are, like, they have really good stories. But he can't, like, write dialogue if his life depended on it.
Yeah.
Like, this just comes across as, it's just like every now and then he has this, like, silly scene that's like, why did you make that decision? Like, I don't even think there was an artistic reason to make that decision. Like in the movie The Happening, he makes a character say cheese and crackers like as like a swear. And
I have seen The Happening. Okay,
it's super dumb.
There's a town about 8 miles behind us. There were bodies on the road into town.
Cheese and crackers.
Yeah, that movie's bad.
And there's just no reason for that. Like, well, why did you why make that decision?
Yeah.
Like, you were doing fine.
So what did you think of the movie Glass?
Oh, okay. So now on to Glass. So we can have this little segment. I liked Glass. I did. I really did. I thought I was going to love it because I love Unbreakable and I would say I love Split, but as like you said, it's like it's kind of more like a 7.8. But like I really enjoyed it and I totally rewatch it. But like this movie, like I was loving maybe the first half and a lot of the second half. Just like I was liking bits of the second half. And then the final act is where I think it just didn't work. I wouldn't say it was bad, but I think it felt so
out of place.
Yeah, it was out of place and felt so clunky.
The whole movie's very kind of drawn out. It's very like going through each person.
Yeah.
And then the end's just
they all fight, but the fighting is like it's M. Night Shyamalan fighting, which means it's still just kind of obtaining that tone of like very dry, like slow moving, and it feels very small. Like it doesn't feel like there's an actual battle or anything at stake. It legitimately looks like just a bunch of crazy people are fighting on a front lawn.
Yeah,
that's what it looked like.
It's like Step Brothers.
And yeah, exactly. And so I was like, well, why are we doing this so small? Like, why are we even doing an action sequence anyways? Like, you didn't... For a movie that's like, whereas movies tend to not have action, and Unbreakable like didn't have action, the lack of action is not the issue. It's that the action's not well done, because I don't think M. Night Shyamalan knows how to shoot action. And it also is just like, it feels clunky, because there's not many people there. Everyone's just kind of watching what happens, and then it wraps up over a course of 15 minutes. Like there's like a 15-minute conclusion of just stuff going on.
Yeah.
What about you? So tell me your opinion of Glass, like what you thought of the movie.
I think it's so okay.
Oh, okay.
Not so okay. Like I said, it's slightly above average. There's, like, I already forgot about this movie. Like, before we even started reviewing this, I was like, what movie are we doing again? Yeah.
Oh, man, the first, like, 30 minutes and, like, the first, like, half of it,
the first 30 minutes, I was stoked about it because I saw Unbreakable, and I liked Unbreakable. Okay, don't get me wrong. I like all three of these movies to a very minimum.
Well, you're not like me
if
where
someone
you
was like, oh, did you like Glass? I'd go, yeah, I liked it. It was fun.
Well, you're not like me where like I've been stoked for this movie.
Yeah,
Like I was genuinely
I
pumped for this
agree.
movie.
Yeah.
And so I was really digging it. And then I was digging a lot of the shots, like even like the first like kind of fight scene with Bruce Willis and the Horde, the split guy, was really sick, where it's just kind of taking place in the little building and they're just like tackling each other on the wall and it's like very darkly lit. I was like, man, if they're gonna do an action scene, they should keep it like that. And
yeah,
that was dope. And I don't know, I was into it. Like I was actually digging it. I was wanting to see where it continued. I was digging all the mystery boxes.
Me too.
Yeah, it was like putting out all these mystery boxes of like, where's this gonna go? Where's that gonna go? Like it was a lot of good show don't tell. I was like, this is a quality film, and I think it's just the end it didn't work. But you thought it was just okay?
I think it's just I can't take it seriously entirely because you have this idea of very realistic comic book characters in real life, like you know what I'm saying.
But it's so
specifically in Unbreakable, once it gets into like the beast stuff, that's when it gets a little more.
That's when they bring in the whole like the psychology element of it.
It's so hard to take seriously for me because you have James McAvoy with his 23 personalities, and like there's scenes where he's just cycling through them, and it's like it's really good and it's interesting, and then you'll have scenes where he's very serious and he's Kevin.
Yeah.
And it's very serious with Anya Taylor-Joy, and they're talking. Casey's her name in the movie. They're talking, and then he just goes to being a kid with his lisp, and I just can't. It's just every time for me.
My name's Hedwig. I have red socks.
I'm sure it wasn't like that for you, but
No, there's parts that came
and it's
across
just like
as silly.
it's funny. It's just funny because David's weakness is water. That's just funny.
Yeah, like if I'm underwater
you
too
just,
long.
Like he says I think he says it in Unbreakable. He's just like, yeah, when I'm just in water, like I just swallow it.
Like just don't do that.
It's like, yeah, he even says like, when I'm in the water too long, I drown.
No, I said that.
Me
I was
too,
like,
dog.
yeah, like if
Me
I'm
too.
I can just drown if I'm under the water for too long. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
And like when he's wearing his rain jacket
Yeah.
and he's I was like, you know, like
Sick.
if I were gonna fight
It's
this guy, I would
awesome.
take it off because imagine this.
But he's
imagine
so
you're like
strong.
this. You're trying to fight basically an animal like this.
But he's so strong.
Sure, he's strong. His
It's
eyes
sick.
aren't better.
It's sick. Whatever. I like those elements, but it does come across as silly.
I would like it if I was a child.
Really? Well, this comes across as like kind of a boring thriller because it has all the psychological mental institution elements that to me were just it's super interesting. Like that's what I would say is the big highlight of the movie is that it's just more interesting than anything. Like the story and where it was going, I was genuinely like, oh, this is different. Like the whole sequence where they're talking to the one girl and they're just sitting, all three of them are sitting there together and she's kind of just attacking all three of them. That scene was
it's a good
amazing.
scene.
Yeah, the scene was sick. Because even I was like convinced, like, yeah, maybe these people are they're just crazy.
And I was believing it. And then you just see them using their strengths, they're using their abilities, and it's like, oh, like they actually are. So I think it was good. I think that aspect was good.
Cool. Yeah, I thought
Agree
so
with
too.
me, please.
No, I agree with you completely. Anya Taylor-Joy stuff was good because you and I are obsessed with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah,
But-
it's really good.
Her character didn't have. I wasn't sure exactly what she was doing, and even when it all starts wrapping up, I still was almost confused, like what her purpose was. She's supposed to be like calming Kevin down,
And that's it.
which, by the way, I guess I haven't seen Split in a while. But
Yeah.
I was not buying the emotional connection between
Me
her
either.
and Kevin.
'Cause
I think
I just think I don't remember Split enough.
I
to know, yeah.
remember Split, and I was just thinking like, this relationship was not there.
Yeah.
She was literally, the movie ends in Split where she's shooting at him with a shotgun. She was not trying to fix him. And then all of a sudden,
bring up, but I wasn't sure.
no, like, did you notice, like, all of a sudden in this, she, like, really, really cares about him? It's, like, almost like Stockholm Syndrome. I just didn't understand.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that it wasn't effective, because when those scenes were happening, I was like, oh, this is, like, working, but, like, I'm really confused because I don't remember this relationship being established.
Yeah,
like, it
me
wasn't
either.
built up or established at all. It's just suddenly, like, he turns to this guy named Kevin, and he's, like, in his
Kevin is him.
Kevin is him, yeah. So Kevin, when he's not the other 23 personalities, has this like good bond with Anya Taylor-Joy. But the thing is like in that movie world, like she's like 17 and he's like a 30-year-old man. It comes across as like really creepy.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think of all that?
Exactly what you said. I was gonna say all that, but then I was like, maybe I just missed something in Split, and I don't want to sound dumb.
What's something? We've been talking pretty highly about this movie. Like, what's something that didn't work for you?
I mentioned just that it's hard to take everything seriously for me.
What did you think of Bruce Willis basically being on like the sidelines for the entire middle of the movie?
Oh yeah, that he's barely a part of it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of okay with it. I would have liked all three characters balanced, have their own things.
Yeah, I wanted.
And they do, but I feel like Bruce Willis the most is not. That he's not that like for the most part he's like the least in it.
Yeah, he's not in it. Like
But-
he's not doing anything, and I would have preferred to see more of an arc and stuff with him. Like to me, I thought he was like the point is that we're bringing Unbreakable back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the lead in that movie. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But I wanted to see. I'm glad I got to see Elijah do some stuff because in Unbreakable you don't get to see him do that much, you know?
Oh yeah, because the twist in Unbreakable is that he's the bad guy and it was all part of his master
so you don't really
plan.
see him do anything, and then in this he's got all this whole master plan and.
Yeah. What do you think of Bruce Willis's son making a return? The kid from the first one.
Yeah, not Bruce
You were,
Willis'
like,
son,
stoked.
but David's son.
When he popped on screen,
I
you were
was
like,
like, that's the guy from the first one. Yeah.
remember
And his-
that?
His fish face.
Remember Bruce Willis in a raincoat?
Yeah.
It's all back.
It's all back. The kid looks like a fish. That guy looks like a fish.
Because his eyes are just black.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's weird looking.
Yeah, he's weird. He's a weird looking guy. Respect though. You've made it further in life than we did.
Yeah, I definitely like. What did I say? I think I said a joke.
I liked his part in the movie too.
Oh yeah, me too.
How he helps his dad like navigate.
Yeah, it's kind of dope
And find
because
criminals. It's sick.
what I like is that they didn't make him out to be like a massive hacker dude. It wasn't like it really is just his kid has access to a computer, so he pulls up maps for his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of dope. So we're gonna get into spoilers, so we can actually talk about the ending and mainly get into what I and probably you didn't like.
Spoilers. Cut to.
Alright, so no, I did think they were gonna get to the building because they were really hyping it up, music-wise too. The score is really good, but they like left out a lot of the cool like songs that I like from like the Unbreakable soundtrack, which bummed me out. But there's a sequence where they're really building up, like we're about to go to the tower, and I literally thought it's gonna hard cut and it was gonna do like the Spider-Man thing, where like the bad guys are already at the tower and then Spider-Man swings in. I thought it was gonna do that because it kept building up to like this is going to be like a comic book. We're gonna go to this public place and everyone's gonna see us. And it has the scene of Bruce Willis. I love this scene where he's like walking around after them outside of the mental institution, and he's like digging through his old stuff, and he finds his wedding ring, and music's like swelling and building.
Yeah.
And the bad guys have already escaped, so I was like, oh, they're probably at the tower already. We're gonna like hard cut, and there's gonna be this fight, and then everything's gonna come together. It's gonna be like nighttime. It's gonna be sick. Instead, he just walks outside, and they never get to the tower. Like they're not even. It's like they're not even trying to go to the tower.
They got to outside, and then all like the police showed up.
Well, like a couple police showed up, but like, yeah, he just kept like turning into the beast and fighting people like over and over again, as if it was like we're just being stalled, and I kept having to watch him do it. And after a little bit, I was like, are they going to the buildings? Like, you're still on the front lawn. We're still on the front lawn. I was getting like, it was like getting irritated for a second. I was like,
I agree.
That's not. That was the first experience where like I really felt like a movie was not making progress. Like I wanted there to be progress, because when your movie's building up towards that and it doesn't get there,
Yeah.
even though they explain at the end like why, like they do make up for it at the end by explaining why they didn't go to the tower and that they didn't go to the tower and that was all part of the plan. But that still was like, well, that wasn't that was like 20 minutes where I was not feeling like, man, why aren't we at the tower right now? Well, what do you feel?
Yeah, that's how I felt the whole time. Whenever Elijah falls in this movie and in Unbreakable, it's the most horrific thing I've ever seen. Like if Bruce Willis fell, whatever. If Samuel Jackson fell, whatever. But this character Elijah, when he falls, it's the most violent thing I've ever seen. You hear all his bones break. He's It's horrible.
Start screaming.
Yeah. Oh, and it shows him as a kid.
Yeah.
And the thing, and his arms like this.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the restored footage from Unbreakable?
It looked cool.
Yeah.
Really? You didn't like it?
It looked good, but I got it. I understood what was happening way before they showed us that Bruce Willis was on the train.
People haven't seen Unbreakable in like 18 years.
Yeah, I agree. I thought of that.
Sorry, buddy. Maybe next time. Tell me about what you thought of the ending and all the twists. Like, give me your full spiel on
I
that.
didn't get it at first. So the people with the Cloverfield, what is it? 4-leaf clover
The Cloverfield
tattoo?
monster tattoo?
Yeah.
The 10 Cloverfield Lane tattoo?
Yeah, whatever. The thing on their wrist.
The Cloverfield Paradox tattoo?
They're this organization that is trying to prevent
The J.J. Abrams
superheroes, or not superheroes. Shut up.
Sorry.
They're trying to prevent people with special abilities to come out. They're trying to prevent that.
Oh yeah, like the people with the bad robot tattoo.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're just they don't want people to find out that they're superheroes because, and I get this, because Elijah's theory that he even brings up in Unbreakable is that if there's a good guy, there's bound to be a bad guy. And so the twist of the Unbreakable is who the bad guy is.
So he's saying that it'll just bring all these people out.
Yeah,
and
so
they'll be
she was saying that, like, if we get superheroes, you guys may be really small because it's just the three of you, but, like, look, the Beast already killed people and we need you to stop him. But, like, if there was none of you, then a bad guy wouldn't come around. Like, your theory is correct. Because there is a good guy, because there is Bruce Willis, a bad guy has to come out of it.
Yeah.
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 So that's the explanation, but
Okay.
tell me more what you...
Because I wasn't figuring it out. There was this reveal of when she reaches to get him out of the water or whatever, and you see it. I was like, I was lost. I was like, I don't get it.
Well, that's the thing is they explain everything very slowly. Like you see that and then it cuts to them like they're having a secret meeting, which by the way, why don't they just go have like a dinner party at someone's house? Instead, they go to a restaurant, all agree to go to a restaurant, all meet there and wait for like a couple people to leave. Like what if more people walk in? Like just go to a house.
Yeah.
There's plenty of places you can meet. I thought that was so weird, and they do it twice.
Yeah. Do you think there's gonna be a sequel, another one?
No,
I hope not.
because the end credits literally show like it's credits for Glass, Unbreakable, and Split, like it's in finished trilogy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah. Well, what did you think of how they executed everything and the choices they make? Like, what did you think of all that? Like, give me more of like a spiel of what you thought of the third act. Because that to me is just, I've already said it, is like, it just feels out of place and I was not satisfied.
I agree with you. I was just waiting for that tower. It was just kind of anticlimactic. I mean, you're just waiting for them for something big, but they just like throw a few punches.
Yeah, and there's like 3 twists. Because the twist is that there's one twist, which is that Elijah put Kevin's dad killed Kevin's dad as well, because he was on the same train as Bruce Willis. And so that's one twist. Yeah. And then the other one is that she's a part of an organization. And I think this is the part I wasn't happy with. I didn't care about the third one. The third twist actually surprised me. The second one was just like, oh, like they just killed everyone. Like you just see Bruce Willis get drowned without like really any satisfaction while everyone watches. Like Elijah's mom is standing right there and literally just sees it happen. Same with Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah.
Like Barry gets shot and she's kind of like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And like even like Bruce Willis's like son like sees his dad get drowned by this secret organization, and the organization just expects him to stay quiet.
Yeah, isn't that what kind of happens?
See what I mean? It's like like the ending of the movie was literally like watching a bunch of crazy people fight on a front lawn. Their powers don't exactly show, except for the one part where Barry like lifts up the car, and then they make the video go viral, and they all meet for coffee and watch the video go viral.
Yeah.
And it's very like, I don't know, the ending just goes on for a really long time. There's like another twist, and the twist is that it was all part of Mr. Glass's plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, there's a lot. M. Night, all about them twists. Them twists and turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like confused by the end. Like when it got to the end or like the last act, I was kind of like, oh man, this is getting really weird. So what would you recommend? What would you rate this movie out of a 12 out of 0?
12 out of 0?
Just tell me what you would rate this movie. Would you?
I would. If you've seen, I mean, I say only go see it if you've seen Unbreakable and Split, just to finish it off.
Well, don't watch this movie if you haven't seen Unbreakable or Split.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work for you. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, check it out, because form your own opinion, because I don't know how people are going to feel about the ending.
Yeah.
Critics are already ripping this movie apart for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, this movie's getting bad reviews. I'm not, like, sure why. Like, the movie's not bad.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad.
Yeah, no, this movie's cool. If you like Unbreakable, I would check it out. Well, if you like Split, then definitely check it out. It's more like Split.
Okay, bye.
All right. Okay, buddy, it's time to head back. We gotta be on time for the Avengers cast to show up to meet you. Aren't you excited?